Wednesday update on Strange Love, the 8th of December 2021. Indrajeet being stunned seeing Shlok holding Asta. Shlok says he has got her safe at home. Asta says I will go to my room. Aspara smiles and thinks Romeo's style is great. Aju asks Kalindi where did she go? Why did she not send Ankush or take him along? Kalindi says I went for some work. Mala says she spoke normal. Ankush asks Aju, what is she thinking? Sojal, Rekha and Chauksi think about Shlok and Asta and how difficult time he is going through. Sojal says she felt glad seeing them together. I gotta hope that Asta will come back. Chauksi says it will happen, don't worry. Sojal says Shlok has been strong in this bad time. He trusts his love and Asta, that she will come back one day, but I feel hurt that Asta does not remember anything. Chauski says we will try till she remembers everything. Why should we lose courage if Shlok is confident? Indrajeet asks how did this happen? Asta tells everything how Shlok came there and helped her. She says I don't know how I would have come home, if he was not there. Indrajeet says I see, I must thank him. He thanks Shlok for helping his wife. Shlok says no. I have troubled your wife a lot. How can I leave the chance to do the right hand? He shakes hands and gets near to say take care of my Asta. I know it's tough, but call me if you need anything. He leaves with style. Aspara smiles. Aju comes to Kalindi. Aju says she feels she is hiding something. Kalindi says there is nothing like that. Aju says I know you since 27 years, you are my daughter, tell me. Kalindi says I can't tell anything, please don't ask me. Aju says I knew there is something, won't you tell me? Kalindi says you will know when right time comes. Surabhi meets Sojal and asks about the trip. Shlok asks when did she come? Surabhi says just now. Shlok says about Virad's call, he could not talk on landline. Sojal says yes, he called me and said Baba is getting fine. Shlok wishes Baba gets well and Asta comes back, then they can go back to Pune, to their Anjali Nivas. Indrajeet scolds the driver and asks how can he leave Madam alone in the jungle. The driver apologizes and says the mechanic made him drink wine and he could not wake up. Indrajeet scolds him calling him irresponsible. He asks him not to show his face and asks him to leave. The driver says sorry, I accept my mistake, but I will not do this again. Asta says it's not his mistake. Indrajeet says I can't take any chance with your safety, he has to be punished. He pays his salary and fires him. The driver apologizes to Asta and says talk to Sir, how will I run my home? She says don't worry, I will talk to him later, he is very angry now. Ankush says I am feeling lost today, as Kalindi said I could not do anything. Maybe she is thinking we did not find Asta by heart, so we failed, I am a bad son. Mala says trust me, you are a good son, you also know how much you tried to find Asta. He says no, I could not do anything, I think Kalindi is right, but even those people have bear a lot, and they are also finding Asta, doing case against them is not right. Mala says everything will be fine. Indrajeet says I am sure Shlok has planned all this. Else how could Nails comes on the way and that diversion, it's his plan to spend time with Asta alone and make her recall her past. But I guess destiny is on my side, Asta did not remember anything, and now I will take precautions that Shlok does not meet Asta and not remind her anything. Kalindi sees Asta's pics and recalls her childhood. She cries. Asta sleeps and recalls Shlok. She shouts for help. Indrajeet comes and asks what happened, are you fine, what was the need to do this? Driver could have taken ID card, You were hurt in this way, if anything happened then? She says yes, but if Shlok was not with me, all misunderstandings got cleared. He is a good man. I was alone at night with him and I did not feel scared, I felt safe with him. He asks her to forget everything and take rest now. He goes and thinks he has worked hard to make Asta against Shlok, and 24 hours time has ruined all his efforts. She was comfortable with him. Maybe she felt good with him, but she did not remember anything. Even then she has left a place for him in some heart corner. He says Asta is mine and will be mine. She can't become Shlok's. Asta, I have to do something that Shlok breaks and shatters, and now able to manage himself. He says if Asta gets her memory, I have to do something that she stays just mine, as my Barkha. Asta recalling Shlok. Shlok sees her pic in phone and thinks about her. Asta stands in window and thinks about him and his strong love for Asta. He thinks the time spent with her is special and given him courage. He misses her. It's morning. Indrajeet gets ready and talks to Barkha. Aspara gives him tea. Indrajeet says he has a surprise for Barkha. It's their 10th anniversary next month and he will make her wish true, as she wanted to marry him again after 10 years in grand way. He says when we married, we did court marriage and you wanted traditional marriage, and I could not do, as I did not have money at that time. Now I want to fulfill your wish. Aspara hears their conversation. Asta says it will look odd. He says this was your wish. I have always fulfilled every wish and want to relive all those moments and make 7 vows. I want to make the moment very beautiful. This will be my gift for our 10th marriage anniversary. I want to make it very grand. He holds her hand and asks her will she marry him. She gets thinking. He asks is she not happy? She says nothing like that. He says I have hired a wedding planner, we just have to enjoy the marriage. Unfortunately you don't have our last marriage memories, so you will have this marriage memories. Shlok tells Surabhi that he loves Asta even more now, as he used to fight with her before. I loved her but did not valued her much. Now I know her importance in my life. She says I know, sometimes distance increases love. He says I want everything to be fine in Asta come back to me. I feel strong when she is with me. I just hope I get my Asta back. Aspara tries informing Shlok and sees Indrajeet. He sees her on phone and says Madam did not keep you to talk on mobile and sends her. Surabhi tells Shlok that he has one way now. Shlok asks which way. I did everything, but her memory is not coming. She says I know you worked hard, but still there is a way. When we feel we did everything, we have one way. Don't give up hope. He says I don't know what to do. She asks him to get friendly with Asta. It's best way to get close to her, and you said all misunderstandings got cleared after the jungle trip. Make her remember all the past and explain her that you are true. Then she will recall all moments spent with you, indirectly. He says fine, I will try to meet her today and try to become friends. Chowksi says this time you need solid reason to meet her. Surabhi says tell me the updates. I need to go on duty now, and leaves for hospital. Indrajeet says Barkha you can choose any card. My happiness is in your happiness. Why is she sad? She says I don't know why I am restless. What's the need to marry again? I am happy with you and I am orthodox. Once marriage happened then no need to marry again. He says he is doing this for her dream. He felt she will get happy and she is. He acts annoyed and leaves. She says he is doing this for my happiness and I am. What happened to me? Indrajeet thinks he has to control his anger, as he has to be good in Asta's eyes like an ideal husband. He sees Asta in his laptop screen and starts acting He cancels the card and says he will not come to see Mandap. He cancels everything, saying personal reasons. He tells her that he will explain kids and not do the arrangements. She says no, you and kids are imp for me. I don't know why I am behaving this way. He says it's okay, I have cancelled everything. She says no need, she will marry him again. He says she made him happy and hugs her, thinking he has to share this happiness with someone. He says he will make this marriage memorable for you. I will go office and then we will see Mandap come directly there with driver. He leaves. She says Indrajeet and kids are happy, so I am happy, it's for my happiness, but why am I restless and unhappy? Chowsky tells Shlok that he should propose Asta for friendship. Sojal says yes, she can't refuse, we can make her recall everything by small things. They hear the band sound and some people play band and come inside. They get puzzled. Indrajeet comes there with sweets and taunts Shlok. He says this is the dole of his victory and Shlok's failure. Shlok asks him to stop nonsense and tell why he came. Indrajeet says fine, and says there is a good news for you. He gives him sweets. Shlok asks what good news. Indrajeet says I am marrying after 15 days, with your Asta. Shlok is stunned. Sojal and Chowsky too get shocked. Indrajeet says actually this is our 10th wedding anniversary. Asta chose the wedding invitation card too. I will send you. You come in your wife's marriage. Shlok shouts. Indrajeet says don't shout and gets equally angry. He says it seems you have run out of options, you have 15 days to try your luck. If you lose, come in marriage, happiness increase on sharing. He says I have to decide venue of marriage, even you would like to know, I will send you the pictures. He smiles and leaves. Shlok fumes.